That's my new album. New album of Ukulele Hits by Frank. Hello everyone, this is a video blog of how I'm progressing with the new album. I was quite reluctant to do this because it's quite a painful process for me. But nevertheless, here I am doing it. Right, it's the next stage. What's the next stage for me? Well, really, it's a question of getting into a particular mindset, into a particular form, I suppose, because the relationship with the music is really very, very important, and it's almost, I use the word not in its grand sense, but it's almost like a shamanic process where I kind of have to talk myself into being in a slightly different world to the normal one, you know, the world of the Daily Mail or Panorama, Matters of Consequence, blah, 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 and slip into another world. And that's quite important. Anyway, let me explain, if you know what I mean. All my life, ever since I was a teeny tiny little fellow, which I was once, teeny tiny little chap, I've been, obsessed is the wrong word, but let's say I've resonated with the idea of Avalon, of Logos, of Arthur, of an alternative England, a different England, an England that kind of leaks through, or leak is the wrong word, pops through, or comes through in certain times, certain places. It's a lovely thing, as opposed to the England that we all see, which is the England of David Cameron. And you know, if you walk around London, I mean, I work in London a lot, but you walk around London, there are statues of generals and people who slaughtered loads of other people, and let's go and, you know, all this kind of thing. Victoria, it's all empire and power and mechanisation and machines, as opposed to the gentle, I don't know, flow of this other world. So that's really where the music comes from. It's a question of not so much writing the music, it's becoming available to that other stuff. That's really what I do, I guess, and I've always done it. It was mocked in the early days, laughed at, which is one of the reasons I left the Enid, and that's why Airy Fairy Nonsense was called Airy Fairy Nonsense. I didn't want to call it that at all. That was his idea. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that one, you won't worry about that. Lyrics are also very important. The lyrics are very important to me. I'm not a fan of people who write, you know, I was reading somewhere about a certain person who writes lyrics, and they were written on the back of a cigarette packet. Yeah, I know. Weren't they though? You know, they were, yes. And it's quite clear. So the lyrics are also very important. All this stuff is, I start off with an atmosphere, I start off with a feeling, and then try and translate that and transpose that into words and music. And they're landscapes and seascapes and sort of images, visions, pictures, if you like, of another world, a world where everything is gentler, more magical, where life is different, anyway. So, you know, I was quite surprised a long time ago, in fact delighted, when I came across That Hideous Strength by C.S. Lewis, because he was another person who felt the same thing. In his book, That Hideous Strength, he talks of Logra and the struggle between Logra and Britannia. And I kind of feel that somehow that's been my life, is a struggle between having to live in this world, which is basically, as Mark Twain said, you know, when you recognise that we're all mad, then the mystery goes away. The senseless, mechanical, machine world, the machine view of things, a mechanical world view which we then reimpose upon the world, which is dehumanising, unstable. You know, anyway, I'm not going to go into that. I won't start ranting, as opposed to the other world, which is real, in my opinion. So that's where the music comes from, and this phase now is for me to get into a mindset where I can begin to walk in that world and bring back stuff and translate it into music and words. Anyway, there will be stories too. So the next bit is I've got to wrestle with software. I used to use Cubase, but I got tired of Cubase. It doesn't sound nice. It's very good, it's very user-friendly, but the sound engine is not good. It's not got a nice sound to it. And I discovered this was working with Neil Kavanagh, the original bass player with the Enid, a great man. We're very, very dear friends. We were at Finchton together. We've been friends for years and years and years. But he uses Logic on his Mac, and I was listening to that. It sounds so much better using Logic. So I've opted for Pro Tools because I can't use Macs. I have a PC. So the next stage is wrestling with the software, getting it all to work, getting it to do what I want it to do, learning how to use it, and so on, which won't take too long, I hope. I only need to know enough to do what I need to do. There are sketches already. There's some music up and running. You heard a beginning. No, you didn't really. You heard a bit at the beginning of this video, but you didn't really. I'll be using some old material, some stuff that goes way back to In the Region, and reworking some of that. You'll hear. Don't worry, it's not just going to be regurgitating old stuff. And there will be stories with it. I hope to produce a little book of short stories. Same thing. I always write about the same thing, goblins and elves and stuff, you know, and mad people. That's about all I ever do. That's about all I can do. I can't write stuff about love or politics or anything like that. So there we go. That's it. That's where I'm at. I'll keep you posted. I'll try and do this regularly. It's a question of time and also having to wrestle with the camera. So thank you all very much, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye-bye.